transition. All right, let me check that chat box. Text. I'm gonna change that into. Put a background. Put a background on it. How do I put a background? Color one, color two. Foreground, shadow, font size. How do you read from font? How do you make that bold? Regular. Bold. There you go. Maybe much better that way. Okay. How is this one? I think I found the settings, so I had to dig a little deeper. And they actually had, I don't know why, as a basic, you know what I mean? Like when when you just first start the software, why before you even, like I said, as a default, they have it set at minus 20 seconds on the delay. It's what really? It's crazy, right? All right. Pardon me, guys. I apologize. That was my fault. So anyway, there was something I wanted to play. Right, there was an actual. A I saw a video, right, of of uh of somebody getting inspected. Right, this is what I mean earlier, or in my some of my previous videos. Right, that there's the you have to take it serious, right? Like these guys, they're they even offer courses and things like that. You know what I mean? And they got inspected. Shout out to them, right? It's the Box Bros something, right? Or Box Truck Bros, right? Shout out to them for uh, posting it, okay? But there was a couple of things I saw on there on that video that I thought was very important. It's like, so you have to be ready, like whenever you get pulled over and get inspected, right? You got to be ready. You got to know where your stuff is. So you got to have like your book. You got to have everything organized. You know what I mean? You got to have your annual inspections on there. You know what I mean? You got to have your medical card. You got to have this. You got to, all of your pertinent information, your cab card, insurance, every pertinent information that belongs in operating into that thing legally, it should be like in one book, right? And that's what he was. This is where he was having a lot of issues. You know. Here we go. Let's play a little bit, okay? Hold on 1 second. Where's this at? I'm trying to. Okay, here we go. Transition. Here we go. So. Let me lower that. So this video, they get like he got pulled over, right? Like a regular inspection, you know, and that happens all the time, right? Especially this time of the year, okay? And you can see where everything just starts to fall apart because I felt like he was nervous on this inspection, and also it seemed like he was so unorganized and he didn't know where things were, and I think that's what elevated the what you call it, the inspection to. That's why they threw the book at him. You know what I mean? And like me as an inspector, like the way he was acting, right, the way he was showing like his interest into this inspection, I felt like he didn't care. You know what I mean? And he just had no care at all. White binder, yeah, and that's what I have that as well. So like in the beginning, the interaction is good. It seems okay, right? See, that's a big issue right there already. So he didn't even have the proper marking on his truck. You know what I mean? He didn't have his proper his I don't know what, like his numbers were not even right. So that's already a red flag right there. And that's why they threw the book at this guy. And you see, that's pity right there. That's so pity for me. Like, it has to say USDOT, and it does say that in the book, that it has to say USDOT on it. But they're starting to throw this book at this guy because of the fact that you can see how, like, as it progresses, you know what I mean, you can see how this inspection is going to go, and it just does not look good at all. So like, he's on his phone and he's looking at all of his he got pictures, right? It's fine with that, right? You know, a lot of these DOT are going to be fine with that, but it's always better to have your book on you, and when you flip that page, you know what it is, you know what I mean? So instead of scrolling through the phone, and this is where I think it starts to get really really bad, this inspection. See, you see, as you can see the smile, the smirk the DOT is giving, because he's not happy right now. You know what I mean? I mean, he doesn't have to be happy, right? As long as you're in compliance, right? As long as you got your stuff together, and you can tell clearly that this guy does not have his stuff together. Yeah, yeah, right. And look, and look what he's doing. Like, brushing his, like, you know what I mean? It's like I learned, or I'm from a background of respect, right? So when I'm talking to you, I expect you to look at me in the eye, and then, you know what I mean, and listen to me, or vice versa, right? I'm gonna look at you in the eye and listen to you, and just like this whole interaction was already way off. That's why they threw the book at this guy, man. Like, literally, I think they could have just gave him one violation for the brakes uh, on this. But I think they threw the book at him because of just, I mean, just look at these interaction. You know, like, you don't gotta be nervous, but I felt like he looked like he was nervous, and maybe that's one way for him to cope. You know what I mean? Just, brushing his hair. You know what I mean? Just trying to relax his nerves or whatever. I don't know why you gotta be nervous. All you gotta do is have your stuff together, right? Have all of your stuff together, all your documentations and things like that, and make sure you got everything that you should have done. Like I said, shout out to him. We're not bashing the guy, okay? And he's absolutely 100% correct. If you are forwarding that truck into another location, if you're gonna go pick up a load, yes, you are working. See, this is the thing. This is the thing about. I don't know if these guys have CDL. If you didn't go through CDL, you won't know this information, right? uh, because like you learn this, you know what I mean? Like if you went to CDL school or if somebody taught you, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to learn these things, right? Um, I believe it's part of the test as well. If I Yeah, I think there's some bits and pieces that's part of the test. So yeah, it is in the handbook, right? But I don't know if they have CDLs though. Like they require CDL on these box trucks. Like there's certain box trucks that you don't require CDL. And yeah, I definitely agree that they saved this man. They saved his life because I mean I'm talking about the steer. The steer wheel seal is the one that was leaking. When it was leaking, we're not gonna watch this whole thing. It's just that the whole interaction, like he's digging through his stuff, and not know where his stuff is exactly. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're not bashing him, right? It's just, it's just he's so unorganized, and maybe he has never had an inspection before, which is okay, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But I think like if you didn't have like if he had his stuff together and he knew where his stuff was and he was familiar where his stuff was going to be, he would like in as soon as the DOT asks, right here, right here, right here, right here. You ask me, you know what I mean? Where's your annual inspection? Boom, I pull it out. I got it all in the book, right there. I got the tractor first, all the documentation for the tractor, and then following after that is all the documentation for the trailer. You know what I mean? So that's why it's more organized. So, but man, I'll tell you, they threw the book at this guy, and yes, they definitely saved his life, and probably somebody else's life by finding this, because that like when look at these right there, okay, that wheel seal, like yep. Now you see how like that did not happen when he took off from wherever, right? From Tennessee. This has been going on for a long time. And when you hit your brakes, when when your shoes are slick like that and you hit your brakes, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. That's why I always say, man, you'll always have to pay attention to your equipment, right? As you're driving it, you have to pay attention how it acts, how it reacts, how it responds to you. You know what I'm saying? And if it starts responding a little different, maybe you should go check it out. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this I didn't even realize he had air leaks on there too. So, man, like, yeah, I have to agree that he definitely got lucky on this one because, like, if you go, one time I got when I first started, right, I got pulled over in Maryland, man. Maryland, they threw the book at me, but that DOT officer was an a-hole. Let me explain why, okay? Um, so he told me the brake, right? The brake was hanging and it's dragging on the catwalk, okay? So it breaks or it damaged that airline that's going into the trailer, okay? And it wasn't leaking, but it's damaged. You know what I mean, from rubbing, right? And he threw the book at me for that because of the fact that he says like he put 3 violations just on that brake line alone. So they're they they're actually yeah, I'm gonna have to agree that they're being lenient to this guy. Where are they from? You guys know where that is that Pennsylvania or Michigan? I can't tell. Oh, you can't hear the video, guys? Oh man. This stream is all messed up. Anyway, um this video is like, so he's being inspected, so they found him in violation for a lot of things, right? I believe they wrote him up for 7 things. Okay, so at first I thought they threw the book at him because, like, I think the USDOT part of it is very pity, right? Not having a US where it says DOT, it just says DOT. Yes, in the guideline it does say you have to have USDOT and then the number. Okay, it's not just DOT. Okay, if you look at ours, it does say USDOT on it, and yes, I looked that up. You know, let me see. There you go. It says USDOT right there. So, um, let me see. But yeah, it's. I'm sorry, guys. What the heck, man? I gotta fix this stream anyway. But that's what's going on, right? So basically, the reason why I wanna talk about this because these guys, there's nothing wrong with you offering courses and things like that. But I mean, just, you know what I'm saying? Just prime example. I'm not saying that, like they I think their courses is like dispatching courses and all these other courses, right? Maybe it's not like DOT related or authority related or whatever. But I think it just shows you like how this industry is right now. You know what I mean? Like how this industry just like, it's so crazy that uh like me, I don't even feel comfortable offering classes. You know what I mean? Like there's quite a few things I know about the industry, but I don't think I know it all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel comfortable. Like the things I know is from experience, right? Most of it. So, uh, yeah, I would say Parker, I definitely agree. The reason why they went so deep in this guy, like they went so deep into him because of the fact that he wasn't like he I felt like there was not a whole lot of like there's not an actual human interaction between him and him, or him and the inspector. You know what I mean? The inspector was trying his best to, you know what I'm saying, like, explain it to him and things like that, which the inspector don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like all he has to do is ask for this documentation. If he can't provide it, boom, right up. You know what I'm saying? Where's this at? Boom, right up. So yeah, he had, and I'm surprised. I am so surprised they let him go. I'm telling you, like they, like I said, at first where it says USD, when he mentioned about the USDOT, I was like, wow, that's so pity. And then as I watched the video throughout the whole thing, I was like, wow, yeah, it makes sense. You know what I mean? So the interaction before that was actually probably the same way. You know what I mean? Like he's. I'm telling you guys, you gotta learn how to, like, you don't have to know it all. Like when I got inspected, remember you guys, last year I got inspection, I got an overweight violation, right? And I did not weigh it. And when the DOT officer told me that, he's like, you're 3,000 pound overweight. I was like, wow, really? And then he was like, "What is this thing?" I was like, I don't even know what to tell you what it is. All I know is a trailer made for this, to move crane parts, and it's fitted for that crane, right? And they told me that it's legal, and it was my fault. I told him it was my fault that I didn't, check it, and then he said, okay, but he could have actually he could have got me, because that is a divisible load, so he could have just shut me down right there until somebody comes over and then take out a couple of parts off of that trailer, and then we can be legal. You know what I mean? So he was actually lenient on me, and I feel like the reason for that is that because that I was not like, I was looking him in the eye. I was being very sincere because that's the truth. You know what I mean? And I was telling him that this, that, and the other. And he was like, okay, they just gave me a overweight violation. And then boom, we're good to go. So yeah. Cherry red diesel makes it hard for everyone else to completely legal and pay for all the permits, right? Yeah, it's it's so, you know what I mean. It's like just what, like they've been, I believe they've been around for like 3 years. Like I said, I'm not bashing them guys, I really have not, you know what I mean. Get your grind on, I don't care what that is, get your grind on, you know. But that's a prime example of why these DOTs act like the way they do, you know what I mean. Like someone like me who can come in there and be like, I got my stuff together, and they being an a-hole to me, and I will take that personally because, you know, like, wait, what do you mean? You know what I mean? I'm in compliance with everything. But what I did not know is like he might have had 3 or 4 freaking carriers that went through that had the same kind of problem with that guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just it was I thought that was interesting. You know, that's why I really wanted to talk about it, just in case you guys watching this. Let's make sure you got your stuff in the book, man. Like, get you a folder. They're not that expensive, right? Get you a folder. I got all my old BOLs right there. You're supposed to keep them with you, just in case they ask for them. But uh, get you a folder. It's even official and everything, and it has everything on there. You know what I mean? It's got my medical card right there. You know, it's got my got cab card right there. You know, and then got my insurance card for the truck, right? And insurance card for the trailer right here. And then the next one, it should be IFTA, and the next one should be the trailer. You know, and then it goes on and on and on. You know, and everything is in there. You know, so I mean, it's not that hard to put it together, right? And this guy was like digging into his little, you know, compartment in there, and he's like, oh, it's in here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and he's digging in his phone. It's in here somewhere. He's not doing it on, I don't think he was doing it on purpose, like not looking the DOT officer in the eye and things like that. He's just, I think I felt like he was mostly panicking because of the fact that maybe he never had an inspection before, you know? So I don't know. I know I've seen them around. I've seen some of their videos, some of their shorts. You know, like they're one of the ones that, like, you know, they would say that you made in a box truck, I made, you know, $21,000 in 8 days or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not telling the whole story, but you know, hey, you could do it, right? You could definitely do it, but it's just it's one of those catchphrases things, right? That you know, trying to catch an attention, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's man, it's I I would like to see what the update is on that, on how that's gonna turn out insurance wise for them. As a matter of fact, I wish I had their DOT number. We'll punch it in and then see what their inspections look like, you know what I mean, throughout their whole the lifetime of their DOT or whatever. But yeah, like I said, we're not bashing him, man. Like, shout out to him for posting it, man. That was something that he should have known, that he should have already been doing, right? But wasn't doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and finally caught up to him, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that just tells you the caliber of what is going on out here. You know what I mean? Like, I do things right, and I do things based on what the guidelines are, and I follow them. And you would, like, if you're doing the same thing, you would assume that everybody's doing the same thing. But then you see a video like that, it's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Were they Washington? I was trying to look at the patch and see if where they were from, but yeah, I thought it was either you know, I thought it was Pennsylvania, but I now I could tell, now I can tell that they really went easy on him. But man, 7 violations in one inspection, boy, I tell you, he'd be lucky not to be shutting down soon, or not the DOT knocking on their door and be like, hey, time to shut it down. We're revoking your authority. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. He had a DOT number, right? He had a DOT number on the door, but that wasn't his DOT number. I if I remember, if I understood it correctly, it was he didn't put the right DOT number on there, you know. So, and then on the right side, where the passenger side, there was no marking on there whatsoever, and it's clear guidance. It says you have to have it on both sides. You know what I mean? And it does say you have to have USDOT on there. You don't have to have the MC number on there. You gotta have the VIN number on there, the last 8 of the VIN, right? And a company name, right, to associate that with. So, yeah. Yeah, it was. I mean, dang man, he got hit up for 7 violations, and he's not. What you call it? Those are not gonna be easy on his insurance. I believe he had like 3 trucks. Maybe he had other people that are signed up to him, so maybe that's making it easier. You know what I'm saying, as far as score wise and things like that. But yeah, that's gonna hit him real hard, man. So yeah, anyway, that's this is what we got, man. This is our weekly report right here. I wish I had this Starlink long time ago, because this Starlink is helping a lot, you know. It's allowing us to continue to make content, you know, in a more consistent basis, you know. So anyway, we are here. I think I just put out a video, but it probably just published by about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago. But yeah, we are here in Fremont, Nebraska, hoping that next week is gonna be better, or tomorrow at least. Last week was rough, man. Last week was rough. As you can see, we only ran 1,500 miles, and we grossed really good. Rate per mile is really good, right? That's all the miles, by the way. And I wish we ran more, but yeah, I mean that's all we got. You know what I'm saying? It's like we can't. Oh yeah, you gotta use it, man. It's really good. It works really well. This is what I'm using right now, you know, and I'm like I'm getting, like, when I have it outside, right? That's where I have it right now. I'm averaging about 250 megabytes download, and then 30 megabytes upload. So yeah, it's doing real well, and I love it. You just have to align it properly to where, I mean, it's all in the app, right? You just follow the steps in the app, and then it'll tell you how to do it, how to set it up, and things like that. So yeah, it's working really well. I love it, man. And oh yeah, one more thing, right? That Peterbilt, man. That Peterbilt, boy, I tell you, that Pete. I do not. I don't even want to begin where to start fixing that Pete. If I was buying that Pete, that's why I don't blame that guy that was supposed to be picking up the same kind of truck from these guys that we delivered to. I guess they bought it from the same guys, you know what I mean? I guess these guys are just buying stuff from each other, right? They bought it from a dealership out of Minnesota, and that dealership, I asked them, they got it from Auction Time, which where we got the truck from, which where Parker got like 3 or 4 of his trailers and 2 trucks from, right? Nah, I don't think I will, man. That's a lot of work, man. I can tell that those trucks are money pit, man. It's just, I mean, they look cool, right? They look really cool, but I think uh, for the money that you pay, right? For the money that you pay for them in comparison to these trucks, I think business-wise, this makes 100% sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you can, if you just want to have it, you know what I'm saying, and you don't mind it, hey, you're more welcome to it, right? More power to you. No, the guy that we picked up this truck from, this Peterbilt, is out of Auction Time. The truck was out of Auction Time. Okay, they got the truck from Auction Time. The dealership bought it from Auction Time, and then that dealership sold it to another dealership that was out of Nebraska. All right, and he told me, yeah, for MPG. Yeah, I talked to the guy that was supposed to be picking up that other one from where we just drop off one. He told me, I asked him, man, be honest with me, right? Because there was one owner operator that told me a W900 with 600 plus horsepower with a cat in it, and he's got 355 rears with 24 talls, right? tires, and he's rolling 70 miles an hour on an open deck step deck, hauling Caterpillar. Okay, he's telling me, he was telling me, this was last year, he was telling me he was averaging 7. I looked at him, you know what I mean? It's like, that's not the same story that I hear from other, from other owner operators. So, and the guy that I just spoke to, yesterday, yesterday he told me, yeah, if I'm empty or loaded, I'm gonna average 4.5. I said, damn, I'm almost doubling that. And Parker has like, what is that? That new Peterbilt you got, Parker? That the one with the MX engine is doing what? Averaging 9 or 10 or something like that. You told me. Like, my goodness, like, that's money. You know what I mean? That's money being thrown out the window. Like, at least for me, I feel like I'm throwing money out the window in comparison to Parker. You know, with his truck. You know, so yeah, I don't, they're cool to see, right? It's nice to see them. It's nice to admire them. It's nice to be, it's nice to be in it, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, 9 to 10. There you go, guys. 2024, an MX engine, 9 to 10 drive van. Man, that's some good mileage right there. I think Volvos are getting that way too, right? Those are some good numbers, man. Like, I mean, mine is, I'm averaging, like, on the open deck, I'm averaging, I would say overall, on the lowest, I'm at, but I'm hauling a lot of light too, and I'm doing a lot of empty. You know what I mean? I say overall, I'm about, throughout the whole year, I'm averaging 6.8, which is good and bad at the same time, right? But I mean, just look at that, and he's doing 10, like 9, let's just say 9.5. That's like 30% more than what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So he said, if I spend $1,000 on my fuel that week, Parker only spent $700. That's $300 in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? So, and imagine if you had the Pete. That's that Pete probably, like, he spent. If I spent $1,000, he spent doggone almost $2,000 in fuel for the same exact thing we just did. that's insane, right? Now, I can definitely see, like, some tankers, right, they use the Pete a lot, right? But some of those places probably require you to have that type of truck. You know what I mean? That nice looking truck like that. It's nothing wrong with that, right? And I hope they're getting compensated for the rate. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. Anyway, I know it was a butcher live stream. I'm still trying to get used to this doggone new app. I can't believe they made me update it. They forced me to update this thing. So I apologize for butchering the whole thing, but we're gonna get it down. We're gonna get it down. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate you, Parker. Like, appreciate you letting people know. You know what I mean? Like, I believe Parker has the right mindset for this, man. When it comes to being owner operator, he definitely got the right mindset for that. I mean, you'll have to go where the fuel, where you're gonna save a lot of fuel, man. I mean, no matter how ugly that truck is, that fuel is the one that's gonna, save your behind. You know what I mean? Like, Parker, the way he's doing it right now, like, if I was using Parker's truck, I'd be like, dang, I just, instead of making 5,500, or instead of doing 12% on the fuel from the gross, I'm probably at about 10%. That's pretty good, right? I mean, 10%. Oh, come on now. So anyway, I think I'm gonna end the live stream here. That's all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to brush up on that DOT inspection, man. I think that's so important. Make sure you guys have your book. You have all of your paperwork together, man, and just, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure it's where it is. You're familiar with it, and if DOT is asking for it, you just let them know. You don't gotta be like, you know what I mean? You don't gotta put them on a pedestal, because they're working just like you're working, right? But you still have to have, you know what I'm saying? You still have to have that common respect with each other, and probably have to give them a little bit more respect. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to get uh you trying to they trying to inspect you, and like I told you guys, the the book is up to interpretation. You know what I'm saying? So your attitude is gonna dictate how that inspection is gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So, just I mean, just be respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I do all the time. You know, it's like I talk to them in a respectful manner, and a lot of times they give me that same respect right back. You know, so it's a mutual thing, right? Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end it over here. I appreciate you guys' patience, and hopefully we have a better week next.